Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 265, iHeartRadio. We have one of the greatest comedy legends of all time joining me here on the show here today, TK Kirkland. TK Kirkland, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, listen, I've been so busy since like 5 this morning. So I'm just like, I almost forgot. I was about to walk to the bank. That's one of my greatest things I like to do is making a deposit.
It's one of the best feelings in the world, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I love putting money in the bank. So that's my thing. So as soon as I'm done with this interview, I'm going to do a little Gucci shopping for my kids and then go get something to eat and just enjoy the rest of the day.
That's amazing. And just your birthday's a few days away. Birthdays were the
I'm
worst
gonna be
days. Now we sip champagne
61 years old.
You have any plans? How you plan on celebrating it?
You know what? Every day is a beautiful day. Every day is my birthday. You know, I want y'all to see my view real quick. I'm up in Portland, but traveling the world, getting ready to go to London. So this is my view up here at the Ritz-Carlton.
Just enjoying
life, you know? Huh?
It's a beautiful view.
Yeah. So I got so every day's my birthday, family. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just in relating it to the verse with Biggie Smalls, birthdays were the worst days. Now we ship champagne when we thirsty.
That's right. Yeah, God bless. Shout out to Biggie Smalls.
Did you ever have a chance to meet Biggie throughout your time? Because I know you've toured with pretty much everyone.
Yeah, Biggie and I was real close. Biggie, Lil C's, all that. So yeah, know him very well.
Rest in peace.
Very well.
Tone Loc at the LA Coliseum. That was something that really kickstarted your career.
Yeah, God bless Tone Loc. Yeah, Tone is the one who got me to host that event with Nelson Mandela. Because me and Tone Loc used to be close back in the day. Tone Loc, if you ever get a chance to see this interview, shout out to you. I hope you and your family doing well.
Shout out to him. Wild Thing, Funky Cold Medina's got some classic tracks.
Yeah, so true. He was good. Tone Loc was a good guy, yo. Like, it's amazing they don't talk about him that much in hip hop, but he had his moment, you know?
Absolutely.
As they say, he had his 15 minutes of fame.
MC Hammer, N.W.A, Patti LaBelle, The Whispers.
Yeah, Madonna, Gerald Levert, God bless Gerald Levert. CC Peniston. I mean, I did it all with everybody, man.
R. Kelly.
You know? I've got this group over in London. It's a song called Slow Down. Slow down. Cause slow. It was some group out of London that used to be, and the guy that used to do the song called You Don't Have to Take Your Clothes Off to be in whatever song. He's deceased now. But me and him was close. I toured with him. Yeah, God bless him. Yeah, so a lot of people.
I know we have a couple topics that we want to get into here today because I know you want to split this up into two segments because I'm from Connecticut and you're coming to Connecticut in June 10th, June 4th and June 10th.
Yeah, where am I
Stress
at?
Factory and Funny Bone.
No, I did the Stress Factory already, but I think I'm doing the Funny Bone.
Funny Bone, yep, June 10th.
Yeah, do the Funny Bone, right? Yep, I'm doing the Funny Bone, and I'm excited about that place. Oh my God, I love the Funny Bone in Connecticut, boy. They come out to see your brother. Oh my God, I love it.
What's your favorite place to travel when you do go to do any comedy clubs?
I like everywhere I go that I get a check. Every place is good. Like I told you, this lifestyle is amazing, and it's good to see the young comics who we paved the way for to make a living out of this and to strive for something. Because this if you do this thing right, this can change your life. You know, a lot of comics don't have a hustle in it. A lot of comics are lazy. A lot of comics don't have a lot of ambition. And I think that's something that you got to be born with. So some people they need an agent, they need a business manager, they need a manager to guide them. And I'm all those things in one. So I'm truly blessed to grow up in the streets of Harlem and Jersey City, New Jersey, met some of the greatest hustlers in the world in this life. And all that, and then my mother and father, who God bless, they're deceased, but it's in my DNA. It comes from sports. It comes from just want to be a winner. So I'm just a winner. So I really take pride in that. And I see it in my kids, so I know it's my genes that's dominating their mothers. So I'm cool with it.
Definitely. And God bless and rest in peace to your parents. I heard about your brother was also murdered by the police. My condolences with that. I know you're not big
Yes.
in, I'm speaking out about politics, but do you have feelings since because your brother was murdered by the police about social injustices that go around the world?
It's fucked up, but what I do is try to keep my head clear because I've had little run-ins with the police and all that, and just keep it moving because it happened so long ago in 1995, and I believe that a lot of us can avoid troubles with the police if you stay out the way. So I stay out the way. I stay out the way from crazy women. I stay out the way from homies. I stay out the way from the police. And if you can avoid those things, you pretty much can have a quiet and decent life because what happens is the people close to you, the people who get you, right? So I stay out the way.
And that's the best thing to do. And actually, speaking about being at a young age, you were picked to go to Rahway for a Scared Straight program.
Yeah, you've been doing your research. I like you, yo. Yeah, when I was young, the Scared Straight program had just started. And not that I wasn't a bad kid, believe it or
No.
not. I didn't start fucking up till I got into my 20s. It's just that they had this program, and it was called Scared Straight. And I went to Rahway State Prison and a group of other kids, and it was a horrible experience. And I left, but unfortunately, when I went to college, I went through something. But when I sit back, talk to you now, look at this beautiful view and put my feet up and how amazing my life is, it was really meant, the universe really meant for me to go through all that. And the reason why I had to go through all those trials and tribulations is so that I was be able to teach other people or what not to do, because you can't teach nobody nothing if you ain't been through nothing, right? So by me going through all these things in life have made me quote unquote a Nostradamus, a man whose vision and whose words when I speak, people really take it seriously because it's dealt with honesty. It's dealt with conviction when I talk to you guys, and you could tell that it's I'm pure and honest about things that I say. So that's important to me.
I read that Arizona State,
Arizona State.
that's where you got your bachelor's from, and you actually started out doing comedy skits there.
Yeah, I got booed a couple times, but I wasn't really trying to be there. It was just something I was playing around with, and boom, I go to LA. I meet Keenan Ivory Wayans. Keenan Ivory Wayans introduces me to Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy, and I always turn the negative to a positive. Little situation happened. I'm quite sure you know if you did your homework. I try not to talk about it too much, and that situation propelled me into doing stand-up comedy, and the rest is history. And I got good at this thing called comedy, but I always try to tell people I'm not a comedian. Like, I'm not a comic. I'm a businessman. Comedy happens to be my side hustle. That's why you don't really see my pictures in too many comedy clubs, and because I don't really care. Like, everybody, it's to their head to be a celeb. They take it too serious. They got to walk with bodyguards. They have to. I don't really care. I stay low key. I'm very successful. I don't have to wear a lot of jewelry, even though I floss. I floss, but I floss certain times a year. Or, my philosophy is stay low key and then you flex occasionally. So maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year I flex, and then boom, I go back to being a normal person. I don't try to walk around with an entourage or 5, 7 men deep or security, because I'm a dangerous person myself, So I stay to myself so I don't hurt nobody or I don't get hurt or even have confrontation. So even at my comedy shows, if I throw you out, I'm really doing it for the people who pay for the tickets, and I'm really doing it for me as well, because I've been in front of a judge. I've been in handcuffs. I've been dealing with attorneys in life, and I don't like that feeling. I don't ever want to experience it again. So I get rid of people immediately before the situation escalates to a bad situation. So
You brought up flossing before. There are times that you do floss, but not too much. Do you think it's important for the youth to take advice from people like you to not do it too much? Because look at what happened with a rapper such as Pop Smoke. He was killed for his Rolex.
yes, I think all the young kids today got to stay on social media and try to show the world what you got. Nobody gives a fuck. All you're doing is putting yourself in a bad situation for someone to get you. And you, as you see, your age group every day we wake up, it's a rapper dying, whether it's over a female or over some money, or over some jewelry, things that don't have no value whatsoever, right? Jewelry don't have no value because guess what? You buy a Rolex a day, a Cartier, a big diamond necklace. I promise you, in 2 to 3 years, you're not gonna like it. You go, man, and just waste the money. I swear to you, you're not gonna like it. It's just like a car. You buy a car, unless you truly take care of it, you're not gonna like that car. So we got to get out there. I'm glad we have shows like podcasts like this show, and you're doing your thing. And this is what helps me. This is what really made my career. And I knew it in the 90s that it was going to be young people who were going to help me get to the success that I want, right? Mm-hmm. Because all we had back then was Arsenio Hall, certain radio stations. We didn't have the social media platforms, Instagram, podcast people. So now that I'm old and you guys are doing your thing, the world is finding out about me, right? So I always call the other comics, even though they're decent, they got the opportunity way before me, but everybody's are finding out now who really is the guy that you have to go see and stand up. And I'm not trying to say I want to be the best. I just want to be in conversation that when they talk about great comedians, they talk about T to the motherfucker TK Kirkland.
And they do. D.L. Hughley, Chris Rock, and we're going to get into Chris Rock in a little bit, but these guys always show their praise when they see you. Yes,
they do. They always show mad love because they all know the truth. You know, we all came up together and they seen how I'm talking about destroy rooms, not the he gig. I'm talking about destroy to the point when I used to walk in the buildings, comedians would be complaining to the promoters that I ain't going on after TK Kirkland. True story, yo. And then, sometimes as we don't work together that much no more, the comics are really doing their thing. And every now and then they have their moment of they think they the truth, and then I like to get on the show with them just to show who is really that guy. Just to show you. But comics are not competitive like in the rap verses, right? Like we could have a comedic verse, but it's not the same. Most comedians wouldn't do it because the comedians don't want to be embarrassed. They don't have that grind like the rappers do. Comedians will walk off the stage mad and upset. So they're not built for that. So that's interesting.
No. It's just interesting to see how comedy has changed over time. But you have your own technique because usually if there's a set that happens before you, you prefer the comedian that's going on before you to not use profanity because when you go on, you want to introduce that into the room in a different setting.
Right. It's two things. Sometimes if it's my show, that's what I do. If it's a TK Kirkland show, you have to do it that way. If it's a promoter who booked that show and I can't control the comic, I could easily say because the headliner usually has the say-so on what kind of material wants a person to do. But a good comedian do his research, right? A good comedian. I'm talking about a good comedian. A good comedian find out what the headliner is talking about because it's really about the headliner. And that person, you know what? The headliner talks about this. I'm not going to do this in my act so that person can do what he needs to do. If I know a comic might talk about some of the topics that I talk about, I watch those comedians because I have the ability to delete things out of my act and still be funny so that when I go on, it doesn't look like I'm repeating the same thing that person is talking about. Mm. So that's what I do as a comedian. I don't want to repeat the same thing.
No. And when you get off the stage, you don't use profanity.
Yeah, I don't curse at all when I'm off stage. Like that's just my thing. When I'm on stage, I'm gonna give it to you. But when I come off, I'm a total gentleman. I like being a gentleman. I like being chivalry to the ladies. I like sending women bottles of champagne. I like opening the door. I like giving women flowers. I like taking them shopping. I like doing all that. That's what I try to do.
I know you're not big into politics, but back in the day, you did help raise money for Maxine Waters.
Yeah, you done your research. I love you, dog.
Thank you, man. I
appreciate it. Yeah, me and Maxine go way back. A lot of people don't understand I've done it all, yo. Like, raised a lot of money for Maxine in Los Angeles, California back in the day. Me and Johnny Cochran used to be good friends, and Johnny Cochran was a guy who we went to the same barbershop when I was in college. Wow. and Johnny Cochran was called Terrell's 2 on La Brea Avenue. So yeah, anybody ever watched this and you ever know anybody that went to Terrell's 2, a lot of great people went there, and Johnny Cochran was one of the guys there.
What would you say, like in the beginning of your career, because we know with the legendary tours that you've done, we'll get into some of them, but when would you say that you found your rapport with your audience in which you established yourself on a stage?
It's a good question. I think after 4 or 5 years, I think what changed me was when I toured with N.W.A. N.W.A. model was being a reporter of the streets. So I report what I see, and I just put a little twist on it. And a lot of comics are kind of a bit in that style. You know, like you got the Cheryl Underwoods, the Samoras, the Corey Holcombs, the Cat Williams. I was doing all that kind of comedy way before they were. And Bob Sumner and Tina Graham, when they did Def Jam, I was the first person they called to do Def Jam because Def Jam was centered around my style of comedy. Nobody was talking the way I was talking back then. Nobody. So let's see how everybody's doing it now, like it's normal. Like I started that because of N.W.A. Even the way we dress with the baseball caps and the T-shirts, I created all that on stage as well. It's just unfortunate in the world that we live in today, people don't believe you. But if I had gray hair, I was fragile, and I looked like Dick Gregory, I was about to die, you know what, people believe me. But I took care of my body. I took care of my health. I'm going to rest today, but tomorrow I'll go out here and do 6-7 miles and work out and watch the game and eat my fruit, have my oatmeal in the morning, and I'll probably go get a massage, you know? So, you know, years ago, I'll probably have a woman laid up here with me, but I got to stay focused for the next couple of months because I got a lot of stuff going on around the world, not just the city, around the world. So it's cool.
That's big time. And I do know that you sometimes with your workout routines that you'll switch it up. You'll take breaks from weightlifting just to rest your body.
Yeah, you got to rest your body, as that's so important. And I'm older, right? So I'm in my 60s. So you can't go hard all the time. So I'll do like a nice week or something. And then instead of lifting weights, I'll just walk and do pretty much really 10 to 11 miles a day. So I try to average 40 to 50 miles a week in walking.
Yeah, you're a true inspiration because there's a lot of people. No, because there's a lot of people out there, especially that are in the older demographic that may not start working out until they're at the bold age of what you'd say like a 40 or a 50, and you could change your lives doing that.
Yes, yeah. I try to eat good. I take care of no medication, no high blood pressure. You know, I think I got a little stress, but I think it's a nice stress. Like, I'm not paranoid. I'm not depressed. I just got so much to do. So I've been up since 5. Did some things with stock market, real estate. You know, I'm deep into the gasoline business. Made a lot of money today in the gasoline world. So sitting here looking at the view. I'm come back later, smoke a cigar, have a little cognac and shit. You know, I'm good, yo. I'm good. Tea to the motherfucking game.
Now, when you were opening up for N.W.A., do you remember these performances when N.W.A. was performing F the Police? Do you remember these concerts getting shut down? Because then you hear these rumors that didn't happen the way that it was portrayed in the movie Straight Outta Compton. Do you remember any of these things occurring?
Yeah, it happened. Oh, it definitely happened that way. What they left out, though, was when I got banned on tour with N.W.A., but it wasn't about the N.W.A. show wasn't about TK Kirkland. It was really about N.W.A. But it really been nice if I had to give my interview on N.W.A. as a comedian, it would talk about a stand-up comic who rocked the crowd of 30,000 people every night at a rap concert, to the point that, believe it or not, I was on tour with N.W.A. and I got banned on tour with N.W.A. Nobody never really heard that story. But in 1988, we was in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I got banned. They banned me for 3 cities on the tour. They thought I was worse than N.W.A.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. I got to start talking about that more because that's true. That truly happened. I got banned on tour with N.W.A.
That's insane. What was your, because I know you were close to N.W.A., you gave a rest in peace post to Eazy-E. What was your relationship with Eazy-E, and do you remember the last time that you spoke with him?
Well, me and Eazy-E, and there's another, I talked about this last time, I'm gonna share with you tonight too. Me, Eazy, and Jerry Heller was getting ready to start Ruthless Comedy when he died.
Wow.
And it was, oh man, when Eazy died, it hurt me, boy. Because we was gonna take that Ruthless Comedy to a whole another level. TV, movies, concert. It was gonna be like, Def Jam. But we was gonna be ruthless. It was gonna be something else. It was gonna be ruthless. I'm excited to even coming out of my mouth, because it was truly a vision. It was a dream that I really wish could have happened. And believe it or not, I try to really do it with other rappers. I try to do it with 50. It was called G's of Comedy, but his manager, Chris Lighty, really took a long time. And Chris Lighty didn't really understand what I meant.
Your vision.
I was gonna do it with Baby, but Baby was really focused on the Cash Money Millionaires. And there was really no other people, because I needed a co-signer. In this hip hop world, you need a co-signer to take you to another level. It's like how when Dr. Dre got Eminem and Eminem blew up. Eminem would have never blew up without Dr. Dre.
No.
Then you got Dr. Dre and Eminem blowing up 50 Cent. Do you feel me? That's called a co-signer. That really started in the 1960s. And when Motown, Berry Gordy brought an artist out, a group called the Jackson 5. But to give them credibility, what he did was, on the Jackson 5 first album, he put Diana Ross presents the Jackson 5, and the rest is history. And I remember all this stuff, from 1968. And I applied that. So, I got my own record label. A lot of people don't know about. I stayed low key about that, but doing really well. Got my own production company. And I put specials out. People will always want me to do Netflix, but I always tell people I am what Nipsey Hussle and Young Dolph and other independent rappers are doing. I was doing that. I did that my whole career. No manager, no agent. I do it all myself. And I'm out here winning. So I always say, and no disrespect to the managers out there, but I always say, fuck the middleman. So, I do everything myself.
You're your own boss.
I'm my own boss all the way around the board.
Absolutely right. And just think about it. In 1995, you were Haitian Jack in Harlem throwing your own birthday party, and some people in Brooklyn got hired, and it ended up being Jay-Z and Dame Dash, and Jay-Z showed up late.
Yep, sure did. He showed up late, and that relationship went off really well. They took me on the Hard Knock Life tour. I thought that was awesome. We had a great time. Then even on the Rough Rider tour, the Cash Money Millionaires, DMX, E was on that show. I was the host for that back in the day. Like I said, tour with Frankie Beverly and Maze. It's been a great. I don't think no other comedian can say they accomplished what I've accomplished. And like shows like this, like you have, gives me an opportunity to share to the world what I've accomplished. And I really appreciate you looking out for me.
Of course. Of course, and it means a lot for you to be here today and share these jewels and gems. And it's April 1st, April Fool's. You actually played a joke on one of your audiences in which you were announcing that Dr. Dre and Eminem were coming out to one of your performances.
Where was you at to hear that? Was you in Portland?
Me? No. I was in I've been in Connecticut and in New York my whole life, but I did my research for the interview, and I heard about you doing that at one of your performances.
Yeah, because believe it or not, I told somebody that story last night, right?
Wow.
And let me tell the audience what happened. When I came out with the Cash Money Millionaires, we was doing a show in New York. And it was also a good thing because I had just got out of Rikers Island. Like 2 weeks ago, I was in Rikers Island. And to come out, to get right on tour, oh, dog, that was shit. I went from a one-man cell to a 25, 30,000 seater and did the whole tour, beat the case and everything. But during the show, I'm fucking with the audience and talking shit, but I'm telling them how I got friends. I said, listen, I got friends in this game, right? And I said, later on, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see, I got some friends in the background, some special guests that's going to come out. So imagine all these different artists is coming out, and the fans, after an hour, the fans just love it because I'm talking shit. I'm fucking with people. They like, T to the motherfucking K. So right before Cash Money comes on, I come back out, the crowd's enjoying me. I said, yo, I told you, because I've been saying it for an hour now, over an hour, that I got somebody in the back. So I said, yo, I told you motherfuckers fuck with me. I told you I've been doing this shit for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? But what they don't know, I got the production team on it. I got the stadium in on it. They working with me all the way to the T. So as I get ready, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I told you, listen, my homies from all the way from LA, put your hands together for Dr. Dre and motherfucking Eminem. And this is when they just came out. So they had a lot.
Some shady LP days.
Yeah, the shady episode. The crowd loses their mind like a nuclear motherfucking bomb. You hear me? The lights go down. The music comes on. You hear the music that Eminem and Dr. Dre's doing. I'm talking about the crowd is losing. And I walk up the stage like, here they come. I come back on stage. I say, psych. And motherfuckers is mad, but they laughing to the point right after that. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Cash Money Millionaires. It was done so well that Baby even said to me behind stage, nigga, I really thought them niggas was here. Yo, that shit was so funny. It was so funny, yo. It was so funny.
The 1993 Soul Train Awards too. That was where you performed.
Yeah. That was an interesting thing. 1993. Matter of fact, it was me, Chris Tucker, and I forgot this other young man. That and the reason why I'm glad you brought that up, because today a lot of comedians talk about how they can't do clean material. And I always tell, what I'm trying to tell comics now, if you can't do clean material, you're not a stand-up comic. Every comic should learn how to do a show and not use profanity. It should be mandatory that you could know how to perform in a church. It should be mandatory you know how to perform in a wedding. It should be mandatory you know how to perform around children. It should be mandatory that you know how to perform for a foundation, because you never know who's going to hire you. No. So you want to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, you have left money on the table. You're not ready to be a stand-up comedian.
No. And this is what you preach about, the difference between being a comedian and an MC. An MC is a master of ceremonies. You control the crowd.
Right. You have to be a master of ceremony. You got to use personality. You got to keep the audience in check. You got to control the climate of the room. And sometimes you might have to do a little jokes. But if you don't think your jokes is working, you got to have the ability to know to keep the show moving, and it's not working. I just happen to be blessed my whole life. Like, I've been balling since day one on that mic.
Absolutely. And doing it from the TV and the stages that you do. New Jersey Drive, 1995, that was a film. Strays, right. You played Rodney in that.
Yes. And what I was telling somebody last night, I don't audition for movies, all those parts.
You're only handed your roles. You go for what you're handed, because you look at time as being the most important thing.
Time is the most important thing in life. And I'm not going to audition for something that I have no control over being in. I don't want no one to pick me because you thought I was the right person. I control my own destiny. So to waste time to go to somebody and say, pick me, I'm not that guy. I just don't do that. So no. I don't do that.
You remember working with Vin Diesel? How was that on the set of Strays?
Vin Diesel was a wonderful gentleman. I hear about crazy things about him now because I know success is going to his head. But to anybody trying to be successful, listen, it's all in your mind. Nobody really cares. Get the money, take care of your family, keep your cologne game up, keep your sock game up. You know, if you got a woman, take care of your girl. You got kids, take care of your kids. Travel, work out, and really strive for peace and happiness. That's what I do. You know, I'm about to walk out here in a minute. No security and nothing. Now, if you recognize me, you recognize me. But I'm really going out here on some you know, really on some chill shit. So that's how I move.
The Champagne Gang, can't forget about that. What is your favorite role that you've portrayed this far in film?
I'm all about the business, so it's not the favorite role. Whoever gave me a check, trust me, that moment. Because my mother used to get mad at me. My mother used to see me on TV and all that. And she was like, why you never told me that you was on the show? Like, I got the check already. I don't give a fuck. That's exactly what I said. I don't curse at my mom, but I always say, you know, I don't care. So I just happened to do it. I got lucky, got real lucky, and I'm thankful.
Who raised you?
Who raised you is right.
That's tough right there. And it was made into an album. You can download it on music platforms.
Yes, and that's on my record label called Pass the Mic. Got a new special coming out the end of this year called T to the motherfucking K. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be off the chain, and just really working on some good things. I'm excited.
Yeah. DMX, when you were on that Rough Riders tour, I remember you just being, because we've heard the made men stories and the brawls with Rough Riders, but DMX, something that always amazed you was just the way he captivated his audiences.
He's truly to this day the greatest rapper I've ever seen on stage. And like I said, I seen him in concert when he was young and he could move the way he moved, like by himself, my man. He knew how to work the whole stage. He gave you 250% of his life. Like he truly was phenomenal on that stage. And I'm glad that I happened to witness that. I mean, because back then you never knew, we didn't know that these guys was going to be who they were. I didn't know N.W.A were going to be who they are. I didn't know Jay-Z was going to go on to be who they are. I mean, from Luke to JT Money to Nelly and his crew down in
Saint Lunatics.
In Saint Lunatics, like all these people I opened up for. It got to a point that I was telling people, if I didn't open up for you, you ain't famous, you know, because everybody I was opening up for truly went on to be a big person. So sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, went on to be a big person. So truly excited, man. Truly excited to know I was part of all this.
That's history right there, especially hip hop and comedy history combined.
Yes, sir.
Is there a story that you have from being on tour with Nelly? Was this the Country Grammar era? Because Country Grammar was my introduction to hip hop. That was my first hip hop album I ever heard.
Yeah, Nelly was just really getting his start, and we rocked, and they loved me, and his group loved me, like, you know, Ludacris and Ludacris, and me and Ludacris toured. Shout out to Luda. We toured a lot of cities, and when we got to Vegas, we couldn't find a promoter to pay me, and Luda shut the show down until we found the promoter, got paid, and then he went on. You know, and not that the promoter was hiding from me, I just couldn't find the motherfucker. So nothing was moving until I got my money. So I got my money, Luda went on, boom, the rest is history.
Yeah. Another monumental moment was when you were introducing 50 Cent on that Rough Riders tour.
Mm-hmm.
Back when he was with Columbia.
You doing your homework there. Yeah, 50 got shot on that tour. And when he came up with Wangster, I think a year, 2 years later, I watched him. I said, I think I know this dude. I wasn't sure. And when I would go to certain tours, you know, you would think that the security people was saying, because I worked with these guys on other tours, because usually it's always the same security guys on the same tour. And these guys hated on me, yo. They wouldn't let me in. You know, you're supposed to be like, yo, that's TK. You know, you're supposed to show man love. They really gave me a hard time, like they didn't really know a nigga, or wouldn't give me a pass, or none of that shit. And I was in Detroit with my kids, and I'm really standing outside like a regular fucking guy. I wish I could see these guys right now and tell them kiss my motherfucking ass. And while I'm waiting there, hoping to run into somebody that I knew, this bus turns the corner with a police escort. I'm still standing behind the barrier, and these guys are getting off the bus, and a gentleman named 50 Cent walks off. He's looking around just to look at the people, and me and him make eye contact. And he says, yo, T to the motherfucking K, you coming in the show? I said, yeah, dog, my kids is on the other side. Can you wait here till I get my kids? 50 Cent waited while I went and got my children. It took like about 5 to 10 minutes. He waited, yo, until I brought my kids back. And he walked in with me together, past the same motherfuckers, excuse me for cursing, past the same motherfuckers who was hating on me from going in. And he took pictures with my kids. I wound up walking down the ramp at Detroit Field, Ford Field in Detroit. Eminem on the left, 50 Cent on the right. We're on MTV, walking down the ramp. And that led to me, that's when we was gonna try to start, Vince 50's going on tour. He's gonna do his own tour. But we didn't work out the numbers. And when they got to London, 50 called me and said, hey, I'm doing this video in London. Get on the first thing smoking. Got my ticket, flew me to London, Monaco to be exact. Got off the plane, had some guy looking like James Bond, had me in a Mercedes Benz. I'm reading the paper, they listening to the music. Like I'm really playing the part. And I'm in the back seat with the seatbelt on, reading the paper. And when I get there, it's the window shopper video. So I get there at 7 in the morning. I land at 5. I get to the set at 7. And 50 and his team worked me for 3 days straight. That when I got done, it was time for me to go back on that motherfucking plane and leave. So I didn't get a chance really to see shit. So it was a great moment. He paid me a lot of money, and I was extremely thankful for that. Shout out to 50 Cent.
Yeah, and Mace was at that video shoot too for Window Shopper.
Who was?
Mace was in the music video.
Oh yeah,
for
Mace
that.
was there. Yeah, Mace was there. Sure was. You know, and to talk about hip hop, it's just, a lot of people don't talk about it, but it's a shame what blacks do to each other. I hate what Puffy has done to the Locs. I hate what he's done to Mace with their publishing, because Puff is over there getting all this money off their publishing, and these young kids are dying, you know, broke, or they broke off their sweat and tears. And I think you should give them something, you know? I mean, it's just not fair, you know? And I wish that the rappers would have read their contracts, and all the way down to the Wu-Tang. The Wizard, whatever his name, I saw their documentary.
Yeah.
He did the same thing to those guys. Yeah, he did the same thing. And I lost respect for Wu-Tang when I saw that. That one of the guys is driving, he's a cab driver up there in Long Island. And you know, he won't give none of those guys their publishing. And nobody really talks about none of this stuff, you know? So it's a shame how I always tell these young people, you gotta be a businessman. I'm a businessman, y'all. I don't motherfucking play with it. I'm a businessman. And on that point too, family, I gotta get to the bank before they close.
Yeah.
But I would love to do another interview with you soon, because listen, you thorough player.
I appreciate that.
You have really done your homework, and really not right now. You're one of my top interviewees that interview me, because a lot of people don't do their homework the way you did your homework. Your homework, you did. I mean, you thorough. And I'm quite sure you got a couple more answers. So I'm gonna give you 3 more questions you want to ask me, and I'm out of here.
For sure. I think one of them should be 100% Lee, because we talked about it on the phone. The Will Smith controversy and what he did at the Oscars with Chris Rock. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a lot of levels to this stuff. You know, it's the human being part of you. You wish that it was fake. You wish it was somehow they come out and tell the world it was a joke and it was a publicity stunt just to get the ratings up for the Oscars. But so many people are affected so many ways. Then it's the side of, you love Will Smith, you love Chris Rock, and you're torn between, because you want to hate somebody in this situation. You want to hate someone, but to me personally, can't find myself to hate either one of them, because I know Will, I know his boy that rocks with his manager, his agent, bodyguard, that's been rocking with him since he started. I know Chris Rock, and I know his brother. Then here's the street element of me. See, I've been in trouble before. Everybody I've known maybe had that one moment in life where they did something messed up to embarrass their family, embarrass a friend, from Jussie Smollett to you name it. All you gotta do is watch the news every day. There's somebody that made a bad decision, a bad choice. And the reason why I say this, back when I had a situation with Puffy Combs back in 1998, it was attempted grand larceny. It was over $280,000 worth of jewelry at the time. It hit the news. Social media wasn't as big as it is now. And it was a young basketball player at that time who was phenomenal. And he knew about the situation. He saw me in Atlanta. He said, yo, you okay? I'll never forget that. It was Shaquille O'Neal. And we was all at the same party because, who was it? Keith Sweat owned the club in Atlanta at the time. We was all at this party. And Shaq said, are you okay? He didn't ask me questions. He didn't want to be nosy. He just said, okay, and I think that's what the world should do, instead of just milking a person's pain for your benefit. See, what everybody's doing now to be on the news, to be on different TV shows, they're going on to give their opinion. So in actuality, you are enjoying someone else's pain, even though you're giving your opinion. And in actuality, people want to see you in pain. I truly feel, let's just wish these guys the best, wish them well, and stop harping on this, because we know that I guarantee you Will Smith feels bad. I guarantee it. Chris Rock, so many things is going through his mind. I guarantee he's saying, well, maybe I should talk about people no more. But I know so many things, but at the end of the day, as a man, Chris has to live with this for the rest of his life, knowing that someone smacked him on national TV, and you have daughters, right? And you tell your daughters a certain way, and nobody should touch you. And then the street side of me, if I didn't understand life, somebody would smack me on national TV, nigga, I'd have cleared out the Oscars. I'd have came back like, it's shooting in the motherfucking building. Everybody got to run for it. Or I'd have ran right behind Will Smith and kicked him in the back. But what I could honestly say to people is that Will Smith is truly the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Because when he smacked Chris Rock, he did it with style. It was an open hand. It was a suit jacket, and we smacked him. He actually tucked his vest down, like, you know, like the butler on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's my little humor to it. But there's no place for violence. And to any grown person past 9 years old, I'm gonna put it like this: when you hit somebody, they got a place for you. Just want you to know that they will lock your ass up, so you can play if you want to. Touch somebody and you get caught, to the kids fighting in McDonald's, in the mall, on the plane. You all think it's a game until they put them handcuffs on your ass and you find out the charges is not no joke. It's not a joke.
How does that incident, do you think it changes comedy in any sort of way, just because of what Chris Rock about the
Well,
joke?
everything changes, right? Everything changes. Because of that situation, there's somebody out here in America who is going to challenge comedians. There's someone out here in America that one day somebody will get shot on stage at a comedy club. That one smack changed the energy of the energy in the comedy world. So we have to up the security at the comedy clubs, because people are crazy today. And I knew eventually it was coming. I just didn't know it was going to come this way, but it's coming. It's eventually coming. So everybody got to be prepared. Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready.
That's right. Especially in these times with the cancel culture and safe space era, and people can't take anything. But
yes,
you know, it's unbelievable. And, you know, hopefully things get better soon, but I think it's going to be turning for the worst here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Besides your tours and everything, what do you have upcoming? Because I know you're already planning for 2023, 2024, 2025.
Yeah, I'm excited about everything. I'm going to do one movie. I'm about to retire soon. I'm excited about that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But I'm gonna stay consistent in the camera. I got something big happening. If I could pull it off, everybody will know about it. I believe in keeping things close to your heart before you make announcements. And just staying consistent, touring, because this is a great career. I get paid to travel the world. That's some fly shit. So next week I'm in Detroit, Michigan at Burton, Detroit. The week after I'm in Atlanta, the 14th through the 17th, in Atlanta at Atlanta Comedy Theater. April 23rd, I'm in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Just follow me on Instagram at TK _Kirkland, so you can see it. And then the last week of April, I go from St. Thomas to London. So I'll be in London, Nottingham, Birmingham, Liverpool, Dubai, and then back here to the States. And then I think I got a week off the first week of May.
And enjoy that time off. And just think about, you're going to be in Connecticut, Funny Bone, Hartford. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah. Make sure you reach out to me. I'll leave you tickets for the show. And matter of fact, let's do a follow-up interview the week of that show. I would love to do that with you, and I could give you more time to as well, and we could promote the show and get the people out. That'd be perfect.
For sure. I would love that. I know you schedule things in advance. Do you want to schedule something right now for that week if you want
Yeah,
to?
just put it to just make it for that Wednesday.
That Wednesday.
Yep, that Wednesday. That'd be perfect.
That Wednesday. Do you have a specific time that day?
Just call me the day before. We'll set it up. Most likely it'll be in the afternoon, your time. Most likely I'll probably be on the East Coast.
Okay,
on the West Coast. I'll probably be on the West Coast.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll call you the day before then. I'll put it in my calendar now. We'll do another follow-up interview. I want to thank you for coming on here and wanting to do a follow-up interview with me. I appreciate that and all the gems.
Oh, yeah, we could do one once a year. I'm down with you, player, because you do your work, so I like that.
I appreciate that, TK Kirkland. Anything else? Is that it? That's all you have to drop here today?
To everybody in the world, may God bless you. Follow me on Instagram at TK_Kirkland. Every podcast you do from this moment on, please always promote my handle, TK_Kirkland. Out of luck, because I'm trying to get my numbers up just out of some OG shit. And to everybody else, may your pain be champagne. I hope you guys learned something today. I hope that you have found the better side of T to the motherfucking K. Wish you the best, family. I gotta run.
You too. Enjoy your birthday too.
Okay, thank you, my man.
Yeah, peace out, man.
Take care.
Peace. Take care.